let's learn how we can obtain the minterm expression and the maxterm expression from a truth table. So if we take this simple XOR truth table with two inputs A and B and one output F. So let's first number the rows. We can start with 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the minterm expression, let's obtain it here, is associated with the output 1. And it is a sum of products. So when we have the input is 0, we use A bar or prime, and then when it's 1, we just like use B. And this will be M1 coming from here. So the next row where we have the output is 1, we have A is 1 and B is 0, so we can write A, B bar or prime, and this is M2. So the minterm expression F min will be equal to A prime B plus A B prime equal M1 plus M2. We can also write it as the sum of M. In this case we have 1, 2. So this is the minterm expression of F. So next let's obtain the maxterm. The maxterm is associated with the output 0. And unlike the minterm, when we have for the input 0 we just use A as it is, and when we have 1 we use A bar. So for the M0 we can use capital M for maxterm. We have A plus B, and then the last row which is associated with 0 we take M3 equal A bar or prime plus B bar. So now the maxterm will be equal to M0 times M3, which why we call it the product of sum. So further we can write it's A plus B for M0 multiplied by A bar plus B bar. So that's the maxterm. Let's take another example where we have three inputs A, B, and C and one output F. So let's start with the minterm. So as we previously said, the minterms are associated with the output 1. So in this row, and this row, this row, this row. This is a voting majority truth table, by the way. So this one, M3, will be equal to A is 0, so A bar, B, C. Next is M5 will be equal to, and 5 is just the index of the row. So A is 1, that's A, B is 0, that's B bar, C is 1, that's C. Next is M6 will be equal to A, B, C bar or prime. M7 we have all ones, A, B, C. Right, F min is equal to M3 plus M5 plus M6 plus M7, which is A prime BC plus A B prime C plus AB C prime plus ABC. In a general form it will be the summation of M3, 5, 6, and 7. Now let's obtain the maxterm. So let's list the maxterms here. So they're associated with the output 0. So in this one we'll use capital M0 is equal to A is 0, so we use A plus B plus C. Next one is M1 will be equal to A plus B plus C prime. M2 will be equal to A is 0, that's A, plus B is 1, B prime, plus C. And then we have this row here. M4 will be equal to A bar plus B plus C. So now we can write F max is equal to M0 multiplied by M1 by M2 by M4. So this further will be equal to A plus B plus C times m1 is a plus b plus c bar or prime, m2 is a plus b prime plus c, and lastly m4 is a prime plus b plus c. So that's the max term. So how we can verify our work? So the missing terms in the min term can be found in the max term and vice versa. So in the min term we had the indices 3, 5, 6, and 7. So if we were to write the general form of the max term, will be just nothing else but the missing term. So we can simply write terms in the min term form. So we can write, this means the product, m capital of 0 is not in the min term, we can write it, 1 is not in the min term, we can write it down, 2 is not in the min term, we can write it down, and 4 is not in the min term. So that's a general form of the max term. So we can verify this by looking what we obtained previously. It's the same. So that's m0, m1, 2, and 4.